Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a Trae Young build, so make sure he's a point guard and we'll move on to the body settings. So on basketballreference.com, Trae Young's listed at 6'1", so this will be a smaller point guard build. In terms of the weight, we're just going to drop that down to 169 pounds. You can go as low as 160, but I've just pushed it up a bit because I didn't think it hurt the stats too much, and I think having even an extra little bit of weight can definitely help with a lot of things. Now in terms of the wingspan, I've chosen to drop it just a couple to 6'4", so he will have quite short arms. You know, Trae Young's not known as someone with a really long wingspan, really great defensively or slashing type of player. He's definitely a playmaking, shot creator type. So the short wingspan shouldn't be too much of an issue for this type of play style or build. Body shape, I just chose, compact or slight for Trae Young, and we'll move on to the attributes. So like I said, Trae Young is definitely more of a perimeter scorer. He's got a good floater game. He's quite crafty when he gets to the ring, but he's trying to score from three-point lands, and when he drives, he's looking to kick out just as often as he's looking to score. A lot of slashers, when they go to the rim, they're not looking to kick out at all. They're just going straight at the rim, but he's definitely looking to find teammates. In saying that, he isn't a very efficient scorer, and that's probably due to his height. He only shoots about 44% from the field and 35% from three. So as many people think of him as a three-point marksman, but he's quite inefficient from three, and he's only shooting 29.5% this season on threes. But what he does do is he's a terrific playmaker, averaging over 9 assists per game for his career and averages 25 points a game for his career also. So, we'll definitely tailor this to his play style. In terms of the finishing, we're just going to push close shot to 56. You're only 6'1". If you're taking close shots, you're not really using the build properly, I don't think. So don't worry about this not being terribly high. Driving layup, though, will be decently high. We're going to push that to a 77 just to unlock that silver fearless finisher, an acrobat, along with the 9 badge points. So you won't be able to unlock any tier 3 badges with this build. The only one that you can really get that's unlocked is bronze slithery finisher, and I don't think that's worth it. So you're really looking at fearless finisher, acrobat, maybe giant slayer as well as your core badges there. And you'll also have some animations unlocked at the 77 rating as well, which you can use. But that'll be all for finishing. Now for shooting, despite him shooting pretty poorly from three, he's only really been around 35% for his career, but he takes a lot of attempts. So because he takes a lot of attempts, I want the build to be very good from three, because that's how he plays. He takes a lot of threes, so I want to make sure that you can actually hit the damn thing when you shoot it. So mid-range shot is going to go to an 86. That's mostly just to get some badge points. Middies are really easy to hit this year. With an 86 mid, you shouldn't really miss too many at all with this rating. Now the 3-point shot, we are going to push that to a 96. So we push it to a 96 because it gives us the Agent 3 Hall of Fame. Now, to get Limitless Range Hall of Fame, it does need a 99, and I just found that it was too expensive. It costs too many things in other areas. But I think Hall of Fame Agent 3 will be good enough to represent Trae Young. He loves pulling up from three in the pick and rolls. So, you got the 29 badge points there as well. So you can definitely got the capability to get the rest of these gold. With the extra badge points in the shooting category and things like that, you'll definitely be able to make a really elite, top tier, 1% tier shooter. In terms of free throw, we're just going to push that to an 85. He's quite a good free throw shooter. Shooting 90% the last couple of seasons, including this one, and 87.5 for his career. So 85 is great. Playmaking, we know he's a fantastic playmaker, and the best thing about this 2K is you don't need to put your pass accuracy up too high to get those passing badges Hall of Fame. You only need to go to 86. And at 86, you get the Floor General Hall of Fame, Diamonds Hall of Fame, Needle Threaders there, gold. As well, if you wanted to get that Hall of Fame, you can always tinker with the build and get that to 92. But 86 is really all you need for that Hall of Fame, Floor General and Dimer. In terms of ball handle, his animations are some of the highest animations in the game, so you want to get those. So we go to 92, and then we push it a bit more to get that gold handles for days at 94 ball handles. So you will have the 94 ball handle, the 25 badge points so far, and then with speed with ball, we're going to push that to an 83 just to get the 26 badge points. So you have a lot of badges here. Everything in shooting and playmaking is at least gold that you can equip. So you've definitely got a lot of flexibility in both of those areas. Now in terms of defense, we know he's not a very good defender. Teams often target him as someone they want to switch players onto because he's short, he's not very physical, he's not very quick laterally either, he's not a very good defender at all. So whilst you won't be an elite defender, I do want builds to be able to at least play two ends of the floor to some degree. There's nothing worse than only being able to play offense because you just didn't bother putting any attributes into defense. It makes the game really boring to me. I love being a two-way player, so I try to make builds with at least a decent level of defense. And for this type of build, we're going to push the perimeter defense to 76, which is okay. You get the silver pick dodger. And then for steal, we're going to push that to a 79. He doesn't average a heap of steals. He only averages 0.1 a game. But at 79, you get that silver interceptor and also the extra badge point at 79. Now, for rebounding, I had a point left over and all I could put it on was rebounding. So push that to 32 if you wish. Now for physicals, speed's going to go to 84. He's not terribly quick, but what he is, he's very quick off the mark. So we're going to push speed to 84 and acceleration to 89. So you'll be very quick. You got the 94 ball handle with Hall of Fame quick first step. So you should be very fast with the 89 acceleration to go with that. Now for vert and strength, we don't need to touch those, and the rest will go on stamina for 90 stamina. And that's the build. So in total, you have the 9 finishing, 29 shooting, 26 playmaking, and 16 defensive badges. For a total of 80 badges on, this really elite, perimeter playmaking shot creator build. That's pretty much, what Trae Young is. This should be a 25 point, 10 assist type of guy. Either on the park, in the rec center, in the pro-am, if you were to play a full game with this player, you should be averaging 25 to 10 assists, if you're playing a real NBA type of game. You got the 94 ball handle, the Hall of Fame passing badges, 96 3-point shot, with all those Hall of Fame shooting badges as well. Everything in Tier 1 and 2 is Hall of Fame. You got decent defense, and you got some finishing with layups, where if you got an open lane, you should be able to finish quite easily as well. So very efficient perimeter scoring build. In terms of the takeovers, I just chose limitless range and team ratings boost because Trae Young loves pulling up from deep. He hits them at a decent clip compared to most players that pull up from deep, so I did want that in there. And then team ratings boost because he's a very good playmaker as well. But as you can see, you've got shades of Mark Price, Trae Young, and Stephen Curry. So, Mark Price, if you look back at his, his games and his statistics, he probably was Trae Young before Trae Young. He was a very good shooter, very good playmaker in his prime. Of course, we've got Trae Young there and also Steph Curry, who, Trae Young's like the Steph Curry light version. But you've made a playmaking shot creator, and we'll take a look at the badges. Like I said for finishing before, the ones you're really looking at are just the layup ones. So, Giant Slayer's there. Put Fearless Finisher on, and then you may want to put an extra couple badge points in there to get Acrobat on bronze or silver, but you have got the 2 left, so definitely think about putting an extra bit of points. Obviously you can just take these down to get Acrobat to get your tier 2 badges on silver, and then Giant Slayer on bronze. Finishing's not really going to be where the build scores, but it's there. If you're on a fast break and you've got an open layup, you can definitely score them. Now for shooting, 29 here. So what I'm going to do to start off with is I'm just going to put on things just to help get the 10 points. Green Machine, for Trae Young, volume shooter, of course. He's also very clutch. So there's your 10 there. As you can see, we can go down to Agent 3, core that, put on Blinders Gold, put on Limitless Range Gold. And if you wanted to, you could put extra 2 points into shooting to get Deadeye Gold, but I don't think that's very necessary. Deadeye is only really there if you're planning on playing off the catch, whereas this is more of an on-ball 3-point shooting build, so that's why Blinders is much more appropriate. But for the other 5 badge points, if you wanted to, Amps could be a great one just with stamina. Another one could be, Space Creator, get on those baselines, running towards a baseline sideline in the corners and hit those fades. There's a lot you can do, but most importantly, those tier 3 badges are at a max level. Now for playmaking, just want Dimer, Hall of Fame, and Floor General for Trae Young. And then of course, quick first step, Hall of Fame, Unpluckable on gold, but we'll just leave that there for now because we want handles for days on gold and killer combos as well. So from here, you can go back to Unpluckable, get that on gold. And that's a really great, playmaking, shot creator type of layout. You know, you've got the Hall of Fame passing and teammate boosting badges in floor general and dimer. And you've got the Hall of Fame quick first step to go with handles for days, killer combos, and unpluckable, so you never get stripped. And that is a very great, you know, shot creating, you know, ball handling type of badge layout. I think they're your core badges at the highest level. Now for defense, you know, this is just really to help defend the man in front of you. So, you know, pick dodger could be great. Off-ball pest, of course, as well. I think for this type of build, you probably want this as high as you can get it. So, you know, Hall of Fame or gold. And then maybe you want menace just to get your 10 badge points. You might even want that on silver and to drop Hall of off-ball pest just one. Then you've got your 6 here. You can core interceptor, put clamps on as well. And maybe you want to upgrade off-ball pest back to gold. And that could be a really decent defender at lower levels. You know, this could be the best defender that you can make with, you know, only 16 badge points with quite, you know, mediocre defensive stats. You can still be a decent defender with this type of badge layout at 6'1". All in all, that's the build. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you have a really great day.